If you're stuck between B850 and X870 right now, there's a good chance you're about to overpay, and you won't even get faster gaming for it. Because here's the truth most comparisons skip. B850 versus X870 isn't a which one's faster fight. Your CPU, GPU, cooler, RAM, and SSD move the performance needle way more than the chipset on the box. So the real question isn't which one wins, it's which one fits my build without wasting money on features I'll never touch. Stick around for the next few minutes and you'll know exactly which side you should be on, which specific boards are worth comparing, and where the price links in the description can save you a chunk of cash, because motherboard deals shift fast. And if I save you from buying the wrong board, a like and a sub genuinely keeps these guides coming. Let's get into it, starting with the main differences. Both chipsets run on AM5. Both support every current Ryzen DDR5 Expo tuning and CPU overclocking. So no, your 9800 X3D doesn't magically game faster on X870. It runs the same. The real difference is platform spec. X870 requires PCIe 5.0 for the GPU slot, PCIe 5.0 NVMe, and USB 4. Every X870 board has all three. B850 also gives you PCIe 5.0 NVMe, but PCIe 5.0 graphics and USB 4 are optional, so it depends on the specific board. Translation: B850 is usually the smarter value play. X870 only earns its price tag when you actually use what it adds. And the big one there is USB 4. So rule number 1. Don't buy X870 because it sounds higher end. Buy it because your setup needs what's on it. Now let's apply that to the build most of you are planning: gaming. For gaming, start with B850, full stop. Whether you're pairing it with a Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, or any X3D chip, B850 gives you the full AM5 experience without forcing you to pay for I/O you'll never plug into. For a solid full-size gaming build, the boards I'd line up first are the MSI Mag B850 Tomahawk Max Wi-Fi, the GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 Ice, and the ASUS TUF Gaming B850 Plus Wi-Fi. Not because everyone needs those exact models, but because they nail the formula: strong B850 with modern connectivity, decent expansion, and a build quality that punches above the budget tier. That's where B850 shines. You get a modern AM5 platform, and the money you save lands where it actually matters: your GPU, cooler, RAM, or SSD. Speaking of where X870 does make sense, let's talk about that next. X870 earns its money on connectivity-heavy builds. The headline feature is USB 4. If you live with fast external SSDs, USB-C docks, capture cards, audio interfaces, card readers, or any kind of creator gear, X870 starts paying for itself fast. That's where I'd compare the MSI Mag X870 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, the GIGABYTE X870 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7, and the ASUS TUF Gaming X870 Plus Wi-Fi. These are built for people who want a full rear I/O setup and don't want to be hunting for adapters 6 months from now. But if your setup is a keyboard, mouse, headset, controller, webcam, and a couple of normal drives, X870 isn't solving a real problem for you. It's just charging extra for ports you'll never light up. Next up, the future-proofing question, because this is where people quietly overspend. X870 has the cleaner future-proofing story on paper. PCIe 5.0 graphics is required, not optional. But on paper is doing a lot of work there. For every gaming GPU shipping today, PCIe 4.0x16 is still completely fine. Your card choice matters way more than whether the slot is Gen 4 or Gen 5. If you're running one GPU and a couple of SSDs, B850 isn't a weak pick. It's the efficient one. X870 starts looking better if you keep motherboards for years, swap GPUs often, or just want the most complete AM5 spec from day one. Just check the actual board layout before you buy. M2 slots and PCIe lanes can share bandwidth depending on the model. The label matters. The specific board matters more. Before we continue, it would really help me continue making more videos if you support the channel by just hitting the like button and subscribing, or even with a comment if you don't agree with my suggestions or want to share your own. I promise, it costs nothing, just a few seconds. So now let's talk Ryzen 9 and the Workstation crowd. Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7 gaming builds, B850, easy. Ryzen 9 is where it splits. If you're running a Ryzen 9 gaming build, including X3D, a strong B850 board still gets the job done. But if you're doing long renders, compiles, heavy multitasking, or genuine workstation work, I care way more about VRMs, cooling, storage layout, networking, and USB than the chipset name on the box. That's where people fall into the trap. Buying the cheapest X870 board just to see X870 on the spec sheet? Don't. A good B850 board beats a weak X870 board every time. Next, let's talk about compact and white builds. For micro ATX, compact, or white-themed builds, B850 is where you should start shopping. Fewer slots, tighter budgets, and more focused parts lists make the X870 upcharge even harder to justify. If you're going white, GIGABYTE B850 AORUS Elite Wi-Fi 7 ICE is worth a hard look before spending more on X870. For a clean black build, MSI and ASUS B850 options are the safer starting points. Exact model depends on what's priced well in your region, but the strategy is the same. Buy the board with the ports, M2 slots, and BIOS features you need, and skip the chipset prestige tax. Finally, here's how you should decide. For most AM5 buyers, B850 is the better value, period. AM5 support, DDR5, Expo, CPU overclocking, Gen 5 NVMe, and enough connectivity for nearly every gaming and general use build. One warning though, don't go too cheap. The best B850 buy isn't the rock-bottom model, it's the strong mid-range board with better heatsinks, better rear I/O, BIOS flashback, smart M2 placement, and reliable BIOS updates. That's where the value actually lives. And pricing matters here. Check the links in the description before you buy, because if a solid X870 board drops close to a top B850 board, the math flips and X870 becomes the better deal. So here's the final call. Buy B850 for gaming PCs, X3D builds, Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 systems, compact builds, and any AM5 setup where you'd rather put the money towards parts that actually move performance. Buy X870 if you need USB 4, you want a cleaner creator setup, you upgrade often, or you're building a higher-end Ryzen 9 productivity rig where the extra connectivity earns its keep. The simple rule that saves people the most money: buy B850 unless you can clearly name the X870 feature you actually need. That's all. Pick the side that fits how you'll really use the PC, and you'll walk into checkout confident you didn't overpay. If this helped you lock in your choice, drop a like. It's a free way to support the channel, and it tells YouTube to push these guides to the next person who's about to overpay for a motherboard. I'll see you in the next one.